Good morning. So today we're going to look at some batch commands that involve file operations, copying, deleting, moving files, creating files, things of that nature. That's going to be a large part of what you would want to automate, because that's a large part of an administrator's job. Creating log files and moving files around and doing them in bulk. So you want to do files, you want to move them or copy them whole directories at a time. You want to run backups and things like that. So today we're going to look at how to create backup files, how to move files, how to copy files from one directory to another. So let's go ahead and go to the desktop. Okay, I've already saved, as you can see. I'm at batch1-3.bat. That's where you should be as well. And always when we do a batch file, we're going to do echo off, or at echo off. And what that does, that turns the echo command off for all the scripts, so your command prompt doesn't repeat all your commands one at a time as it does them. So, all right. So the first thing we're going to look at is, let's see, probably want to create a file or copy a file. We're going to copy all of the files in a directory. So let's go ahead and look at that and how we would want to do that. All right. Let's go ahead and comment this code, by the way. We're going to go ahead and add a remark. Remember we said remarks. Oops. Basically, our comments. This is for listing all the files in a directory and outputting the list to a file. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to read off all the files or all the folders and files in program files, which is a big folder, and we're going to output that content to a text file. So let's go ahead and say directory. dir is the command you want to use on a directory to list all the things that are in that directory. But we're going to do that in program files. And you do need to put that into quotes. And then we're going to send that to a file that we haven't created yet, /batch files, or batch code rather. We'll put it in this folder, / I'm going to call it programs.txt. How about that? And then we're going to pause it. So we're going to say, okay, the program's done. And then we're going to pause it so that we'll have time to see it before the command prompt disappears. All right, so let's analyze our code. Turned off echo. We created a comment. This is for listing all the files in a directory, outputting the list to a file. And then we use the directory command to output all the files and folders in the program files directory. We sent that to a text file that will be in here, but we haven't created it yet. And then we're going to echo the command. Program is complete, to give the user a notification that the program is done. And then we're going to pause so the user has time to look at that. So let's save it and let's run it. There's batch1-3, double click. It runs. It says the program is complete. If we look, there's our text file. We can hit any key to continue. And now let's open up our text file. And there are all the programs in my programs file directory. If we open up program files, let's see here. We'll see. What does it start with? 7-zip, and then Adobe, and then Android, Application Verifier, AutoHotkey, Bonjour, Cisco Packet Tracer, Common Files, Dell. You can see that What's here is exactly the same as what's here in this folder. The last one should be Zoom, and it is. So we have accomplished what we set out to do. We have output all the folders and files in that directory into a list. So let's kind of look at what we've done so far. First of all, we turned off echo, which you will do for every batch command. We created a comment that's kind of giving a set of instructions to our program. We use the dir, the directory command, and all that command does is lists the contents of a directory, whether it's files or folders or what. But instead of showing it on the screen, we sent that to a text file called programs.txt, which we located in the batch code folder. Then we notified the user that the program was done, and we paused the screen so he could acknowledge that notification. What we also did under the scene, or under the hood kind of, is we created this text file. Programs.txt was not in this folder. It was not there like it is now. So when we ran it, it really quickly copied all those things into that text file. It lets us acknowledge it, and now it put it back. And it's got the same stuff in it. So basically we've done two things. We have read the contents of a directory, we have created the text file, and we have dumped the contents of that directory into a text file. So that is a fairly good introduction into what a batch code or what a batch file can do. If you have a directory that you need to maintain, to keep an eye on what folders and what programs are there, this would be a perfectly good script. You could automate the script using basic tasks in Windows and run it, every 24 hours. You could have a good log file of exactly what has changed over the 24-hour period. So this would be a very useful little command. You could put this on any computer pretty much anywhere, and there you go. Okay, so now that we've gotten our code to run, let's go ahead and build a program that will do something different. So we've got our programs.txt file in here that has a list of all the programs that are found in our programs files. So now let's go ahead and copy that. Let's copy it into this log files folder up here. Okay, so what we're going to do is first of all, we're going to have a comment. This program copies log files into a new folder, and we're going to use copy. I think we can do that with lowercase c, but let's try it. And we're going to C / batch code programs.txt into C : / batch code log files. Now you'll notice there's a space. There's a space here between log and files. So at that point, we need to surround this particular statement in quotation marks for that space right there. This one doesn't have a space, so we don't have to. And then we're going to do echo program is complete. And then we're going to pause it so that our user can have a minute to think about what's happening and respond to that. All right, so what that should do, let's analyze our code. We turned off the echo command so we don't see all these lines. Comment says the program copies log files into a new folder. The copy command copies files from one folder to another, from one location to another. And basically what we're going to do here is copy C : batch code programs.txt, which is our programs file, into C : batch files log files. So it should go into here. And then we're going to echo this program is complete and give the user a chance to acknowledge that. So once we've saved it, let's go ahead and run it. Sure enough, we have one file copied. The program is complete. Press any key to continue. When we press the key, we've acknowledged it. And now, let's go ahead and look in here. Sure enough, there is our file, and it copied. Now, what else can we do with this program? There's one more thing. If I'm going to copy a file, I don't particularly want to have copies of that file laying around everywhere. So another file command operation that we can do is delete a file. So let's go ahead this time and delete. del is the command we use, c:\\, stop that, \batch code programs.txt. So what this will do is once we've copied it into our new location, then we'll get rid of the original file. What you don't want is to have a lot of different versions of the same file laying around. So let's save that. All right, so we've got one copy here. We have no copies here. Let's go ahead and run our program. And one file copied. Program's complete. Hit any key, we did it. Now you'll notice there's no longer a programs.txt here. It's gone. There is no recycle bin or no warning here. So when you delete using the del command, the file is gone and is gone forever. In the log files, there's the file that we copied. So now we have a copy of it. And basically we've made a copy of our log file without having things laying around. You don't want multiple versions of a file. All right, so let's go back and recap what we've done. All right, in our programs today, we've used the copy command. We've used the dir or directory command. First of all, we use the directory command to output the list of all the contents of our programs files. We output that to a new text file called programs.txt. And then in our next program, we use the copy file, or the copy command rather, to copy that text file into a new folder. And then we use the del or delete command to get rid of the original text file that we had created. So those are three very useful file operation commands that you would very likely use as an administrator. So go ahead and complete the assignment, and then once you've gotten that done, move on to the next one. If you have any questions, you can reach me at best way is for the Canvas inbox, or you can come by the office, second floor of the library by the back stairs, whiter@grayson.edu, or you can contact me by phone 903-463-8756. So have a good day, and let me know if you need any help.